So the movie comes out, and it flops harder than a soft dick in a brothel. A total catastrophic box office castration. And what does Rachel do? She does a total 180. Oh, cry me a fucking river, mate. You spent 2 years slagging off the source material, calling the core fanbase creeps, and acting like you were the second coming of Christ in a yellow skirt. Yeah? Well, your father didn't have to sit through this movie, love. Shut up, Snowho. G'day, you beautiful bastards. Arco here. Today, we are looking at a cinematic tragedy so profoundly fucked, it makes the Hindenburg look like a successful parallel park. I am talking about Disney's 2025 live-action Snow White. Mate, this isn't just a bad movie. This is a $200 million war crime. It is a slow-motion, slime-drenched clusterfuck, and leading the charge into the abyss is Rachel Zegler, a woman with the charisma of a yeast infection and a mouth that she just cannot keep shut. Buckle up, because we are going in with zero lube, maximum dark humour, and enough slug jokes to make a gardener hang himself. Mate, I am not even joking. Who wrote this dialogue? A disgruntled intern using a broken version of ChatGPT? My father would show mercy. It sounds like a bad line from a low-budget Shakespeare play performed by high schoolers who would rather be smoking behind the bike sheds. Rachel delivers every single line with this smug, condescending, I'm saving the world scowl. She isn't playing a fairy tale princess. She looks like a dissatisfied middle manager who just found out the staff room ran out of oat milk and she's about to report the forest to HR. To understand how truly fucked this movie is, we have to look at the hierarchy of terrible cinema. Usually, when a movie is bad, it falls into a glorious category of disaster. But Snow White makes the worst films in history look like cinematic gold. Oh, fuck off, cunt. Are you joking me? She's trying to dismantle a tyrannical dark magic dictatorship by giving the peasants dessert. Imagine the local villagers starving to death under a ruthless witch coughing up blood, and Rachel rocks up with a bakery box like, don't worry lads, I brought a cheeky little apple tart to cure your existential dread. Shut up, Snowho. It's an apple, not a philosophical awakening. Oh, give me a spell. She's literally singing a self-help anthem to her own reflection. Ha 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 ha. Get stuffed, cunt. Look at Dopey's face. Look at it. He looks like he just woke up from a decade-long coma, and those ears. What the fuck is that? He looks like he was designed by someone who lost a bet with a garden gnome. It's not charming, it's a sleep paralysis demon designed by an AI that actively despises children. And who is that in the background? I'm a 10 out of 10, I'm a boss babe. Look at my inner journey. You look like a lunatic who forgot her meds. Someone fearless, someone fair. How about someone shut the fuck up? Hold on, hold the fucking phone. Dopey speaks? And he sounds like a motivational speaker who just completed a weekend seminar on self-esteem. They took a character whose entire comedic premise for 90 years was that he was completely mute and communicated via a single charming bicycle bell, and they turned him into a revolutionary soldier giving a speech about systemic oppression. Get stuffed. Let's rip this absolute shithouse to pieces. Before the movie even hit theatres, Rachel hit the PR trail like a woman possessed by the spirit of pure, unfiltered stupidity. She crawls out of her hole to tell the world that the original 1937 masterpiece was weird because the prince was a literal stalker. She actually reckoned her version wouldn't be about true love, but about Snow White becoming a leader. Fuck off, cunt. Listen here, you absolute fuckwit. It's a fairy tale about a bird who talks to chipmunks and sleeps in a glass box. Nobody bought a ticket to watch a corporate HR seminar on female empowerment. You're meant to be playing Snow White, love, not running for a seat in the local council. She dragged the original movie through the dirt so hard you'd think the 1937 animators owed her drug money. You don't spit on the hand that feeds you, especially when that hand is throwing millions of dollars at your mediocre career. It's a bold strategy to insult 100% of your target audience before a single ticket is sold. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a bloke who doesn't enjoy watching a classic get dry shafted by modern Hollywood. When the movie finally dragged its sorry ass into theatres, we realised the pacing was slower than a slug trying to crawl out of a bucket of cheap lube. The entire plot leaves a thick, glistening trail of pure boredom across the screen. It doesn't move, it oozes. Watching this film is the psychological equivalent of stepping on a massive wet garden slug in your bare feet in the dark. It's slimy, it's deeply uncomfortable, and it ruins your whole fucking night. And the dwarves? Oh, the magical CGI creatures? They look like a collection of deformed dildos left out in the sun too long. They have the facial expressions of a bloke mid-stroke and move with all the grace of a shopping trolley with a busted wheel. The CGI is so utterly atrocious, it looks like it was rendered on a microwave by a blind intern. Rachel's performance has less passion than a dead fish during a Tuesday night quickie. She spends the whole movie looking like she just smelled a wet fart and can't figure out if it was her or the CGI chipmunk. Gal Gadot rocks up as the evil queen, and honestly, you can see the exact moment in her eyes where she realizes this movie is going to completely murder her career. She looks like she's mentally spending her paycheck on a massive therapist bill just to forget she was ever involved in this circus. So the movie comes out, and it flops harder than a soft dick in a brothel. A total catastrophic box office castration. And what does Rachel do? She does a total 180 and starts crying to the media that the public backlash was really confusing and that she needed heavy medication to cope with the internet meanies. Oh, cry me a fucking river, mate. You spent 2 years slagging off the source material, calling the core fanbase creeps, and acting like you were the second coming of Christ in a yellow skirt. You poked the bear, took a shit in its cave, and now you're shocked that it bit your fucking legs off? That's not a toxic internet dogpile, babe. That's just the universe handing you the receipt for being an arrogant cunt. Disney spent $250 million to turn pure childhood magic into a soulless, preachy, slug-paced disaster. They essentially paid $200 million to get publicly pegged by their own lead actress, and now they're sitting in the corner wondering why the audience isn't clapping. Look, if you actually paid money to see this and enjoyed it, you are properly rooted. You probably enjoy the taste of battery acid and get excited for dental surgery. But for the rest of us with functioning brains, this is peak modern Hollywood, arrogant, hollow, and leaving a nasty slug-like residue on everything it touches. Rachel didn't ruin it single-handedly, but by Christ, she gave the wheel a hard yank right off the cliff. What do you reckon, legends? Is this the worst piece of shit Disney has ever squeezed out, or does Chicken Little still hold the crown? Drop your nastiest, most toxic takes in the comments below. If you want more of these unhinged roasts, smash that fucking like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy.